Hello, hello, hello. What ho! Welcome back to another exciting adventure of Radio Free Anarchy. I'm your host, Travel Mateus. This episode is going to constitute an argument that I have created as an additional way to deconstruct the idea that there is a personal entity called God. Back when I was a burgeoning uh, seminary student and learning about philosophy and all this theology and history and things like that, my mind was expanding and I was growing. And one of the debates that I consumed on a regular basis was the great debate between doctors Greg Bonson and Gordon Stein. Gordon Stein being the atheist in the negative, and Greg Bonson being the the Reformed presuppositionalist Christian in the affirmative. Greg Bonson's position was that there is uh, evidence for the existence of God, and Gordon Stein's argument was in the opposite direction, in the negative. Regardless of what the topic would have been, Greg Bonson, hands down, dominated as a logician, whatever. This is going to be a weird edit. Regardless of what the debate would have been about, hands down, Gordon Stein did not know how to argue his position, and Greg Bonson was just a beast. He was a beast. It's a phenomenal display of what a, I mean, what a well prepared opponent brings to the table. Okay, now I've completely changed my mind on the existence of God. And here's my criticism of Greg Bonson and the presuppositionalist argument known as the transcendental argument for the existence of God, and it's abbreviated as TAG, right? the the Reformed Christian position after the likes of Cornelius Van Til and other philosophical theologians, just compiled and amalgamated together. Okay, this is just Reformed, historical, traditional, Orthodox logic being expressed in the 20th century, in the 1900s. Right? Crazy way to say that. Greg Bonson's position, his affirmative claim, in order for there to be any sense of rationality whatsoever, in order for there to be any rationality whatsoever, that presupposes the existence of an intelligible being who has revealed himself through the scriptures of the Old and New Testament and through the person and work of Jesus Christ. It has to be Trinitarian. You understand, right? There's no mincing words in this argument of philosophy. Christianity, Judaism, and the Muslim faith are all, in my opinion, contrived philosophical positions that have been presented to us by the Roman Empire, which is still in existence. Where are the rebel forces? Where are you? Because the empire has never died. The empire has never died. We are in the Holy Roman Empire. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, wake up, Neo. So what I'm doing right now is I just did a dive into Google and asked this question and then got this. So we're going to go through this response and then I'm going to make the transition into reading my essay. In their famous 1985 debate on the existence of God, Christian apologist Greg Bonson presented the transcendental argument for the existence of God, often referred to as TAG, as I said at the very beginning. This is the core argument. It presupposes God. That's called begging the question. That's called assuming you're consequent, right? Bonson argued that God must exist because an atheistic worldview cannot account for the basic rational preconditions of human experience. Yeah, I have to read that over again. All right, but I'm not going to edit that out. I'm not going to edit that out. Bonson argued that God must exist because an atheistic worldview cannot account for the basic rational preconditions of human experience. What are the basic rational preconditions? Did you prove that? Did you even argue that? Did anybody ever challenge you on your claim? I mean, come on, people.